providing mortgages at interest rates that are very affordable.
Because more houses are coming and they are coming to you at a faster rate.
All right, after 4 then. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Welcome to my new home.
Welcome back everyone to another video. So in today's video I'll be showcasing the handing over ceremony of 4 different houses in Eastern and Western St. Thomas. One in Whitehall, one in Golden Grove, one in Dalvey, and one in Port Morant.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Phillips. I'm thankful for the government to hand me this home, and I would like to see others benefit as well from this government to give them something like this. I am so grateful because my condition I couldn't explain and tell you.
Tell us a bit about it. What was it like before for you?
Yes, when we rainfall, we have a mango tree in the yard. It drop on the zinc them and burst them up and the water come in. And I can't tell you how the condition was there.
Were you the only person living in the
No,
house?
and next day they still there.
So it was like a yard kind of situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just say it's in a complete sentence. So just walk us through what your situation was like before.
Who will be living with you, or is it just you?
Me and my daughter and my 2 grandsons. My granddaughter and my grandson. The little boy that was here? No.
Alright. That's it.
It's not morning, it's afternoon now. So I want everybody to be very, very quiet so that you can hear our Prime Minister when he speaks. I want everybody quiet so we can hear Yellow Man's family when they speak. I don't want to hear no noise. Please. Because this is a special morning. I'm going to give you one chance to make noise now. Welcome our Prime Minister. I have to make sure that our Prime Minister knows that the level of work he is doing is not one house. It is 3 houses ready today. 1, 2, 3. And the 3 houses are for people who deserve it. People who truly deserve it. Let it be understood that what he, our Prime Minister, has done, he has created history. He has made us understand what it is to care. He has made us understand what it is to tell the truth in politics and leadership. I don't have to talk much because all of you know what I stand for. We are going to use the example that this government has set to change St. Thomas, to change rural life, because it's not just urban life. And I'm not going to call nobody ghetto life or inner city, but I can talk about what we know in Whitehall. Urban life is very, very different in its challenges to rural life. And when a Prime Minister is bringing homes of quality and this standard to rural Jamaica for the needy, it is a change. That is the change. I don't want our Prime Minister to have to talk so loud. Because he has 1, 2, 3, 4 more like this to do. He's coming from St. Mary last night. And he's going long into East St. Thomas. So welcome him again and let us rejoice in what's being done in Whitehall.
Introduce your mother, explain her circumstances.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm the daughter of Jennifer Phillips. This is my mother. And okay, afternoon again, everybody. My name is Alicia. I'm the daughter of Jennifer Phillips, this is the person who's receiving the house today. On behalf of my mother and my entire family, I just want to say a big thank you to all the persons who work tirelessly in the paperwork process and all the process in making this house what it is today. I just want to say a big thank you on behalf of my family and also to our Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you so much for this kind gesture. My family and I are very appreciative of it. Thank you very much.
Well, tell us a little bit now, why was your mother selected and what's her circumstances? What justifies her getting this house?
Okay, all right. So my mother has suffered 2 strokes in the past 2 years. The last one being December 31st, where she got a brain injury. She has a memory loss problem where most times her long-term memory is what is really there. Her short-term memory is not there, and she's not able to recall stuff properly, and she's in some cases not able to move around properly, which is the reason why she was selected. She has lost mobility in some aspect, She is not able to do her normal job that she usually does, and this was one of the prime reasons why she was selected for this house program.
Permanent Secretary.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister. Good afternoon, everyone. And I want you to listen to me very, very closely. The new social housing program is one of the most successful and impactful programs that the government is rolling out. And you can see today, Jennifer is testimony to that fact in terms of the lives that we are positively impacting. The beneficiaries here, and for the others that we will hand over today, that the Prime Minister will hand over, are deserving. There is no voice of dissent. There is no beneficiary fraud because of the stringent processes that we apply in the ministry. The social investigation is done. The applications are thoroughly scrutinized by a project oversight committee, which is chaired by a technocrat and consists of persons from other ministries, such as the Ministry of Labor, from other entities such as the Heart NSTA Trust, such as persons from Ministry of Education. What we are rolling out is a very comprehensive program, because when we go around, we look to see those persons who are most needy, who are most vulnerable. To date, we have constructed 293 houses. There are 43 others that are very near completion. And there are also 65 others which are at various stages. These are to commence very shortly. And so when you add up that, you're going to see that in short order, we would have constructed a little over 400 houses. Now, this to me is a significant achievement. Okay, so I know a lot of you are social media savvy, and you would have been hearing various things about the program. And so I'm here this afternoon, to set the record straight as to the impact that this program is having. Now, Prime Minister, who is also the Minister of Housing, has said to us in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, build the houses, more houses, and build them at a faster rate. So I'm here to tell you today that we have heeded to what the Prime Minister has said. And as a matter of fact, where houses were taking months to complete, we can now do a house in a little over 3 weeks. If that is not an achievement, I don't know what is. This house, the contractor who is here told me this morning, and I knew this already, that this took 5 weeks to complete. Now this is a proper house, 5 weeks, and because of the terrain, it took a little longer. So I'm saying to you, hold faith, have heart. As the program is the Hope program, I want you to maintain that hope, because more houses are coming, and they are coming to you at a faster rate. Yes, we have issues. For this particular modality, which is a single detached unit, the beneficiaries must come with their own land. And this sometimes poses a challenge, because we have to have the beneficiaries having either they own the land or they have permission to use the land through a deed of gift, for example. And so for this modality, the challenge is that sometimes the people do not own the lands. All right? The challenge also, because the construction sector is doing so very well, sometimes we can't find a suitable contractor who will take on what they consider as small work. And so I've had to terminate a number of contracts that come to me because they are taking too long. The contractors are taking too long to commence the works. We have employed other modalities, the relocation of vulnerable populations, for example, and also the upgrade of tenements. And I want you to follow the social media that I know you're following. So you would have seen us rolling out the various modalities. So if it is not the single detached unit, it's the upgrade of tenements, it's the relocation. The government now is in a very active process of looking in our land banks, which we already have, to see where available lands are. Of course, some people don't want to relocate, but that is another conversation for another time. But I just want to tell you here today, because we are very passionate about the work that we do. Because when you work with PM, you have to be passionate about the work that you do. And so we in the ministry are very, very passionate. Several of my team members are here today. And so we say, Jennifer and your offsprings, we celebrate with you today. Keep faith and hold out and hope, because the houses are coming at a quicker rate.
Thank you.
Well, after that explanation, there is very little for me to say, other than to endorse what the permanent secretary has said. Now, this program is a demonstration of the government's commitment to providing housing for all segments of the housing market in Jamaica. So there are some people who can go to the bank, get a mortgage, and buy their house. They have their deposit, they are fine, they qualify. There are some persons who are not able to go to the commercial bank all on their own. So those persons would need the support of the NHT to help them with reduced interest rates and various other programs to allow them to get access to the house. And then there are persons who they may have just started, they may have a job, but they are young people. And even with the benefits provided by the NHT, they may still need some support. And then there are persons who have no income or very low income. And those persons may be elderly, they may be pregnant and lactating, they may be persons with disabilities, there may be persons whose house would be at risk of flooding and other weather events, and there may be persons whose home was destroyed by fire, they're not able to rebuild, and those persons would require what is called a social house. That is support from the government, which would amount to almost 100% subsidy of their housing or shelter. The range of social housing starts with the government providing drop-in centers for our homeless people. Minister Mackenzie is doing quite a bit of that under local government, where we have built several drop-in centers in Kingston, in Montego Bay, where homeless persons can go and get shelter, they can get a bath, they get food, and sometimes even medical attention. Then again, under local government, we have a system of infirmaries. Right here in this parish, you have an infirmary where persons who are ill or who get old and are shut in, some of them, they can't move about, they have no family to take care of them. The government provides that shelter. But then we estimate that there are about 6,000 households in Jamaica where people live under the worst of the worst condition. They may not yet be a candidate to be put in an infirmary, but where they live, you wouldn't live there. You would say, boy, my situation bad, but there is worse. And this is what the new social housing program is targeted at. So if you notice the persons who have benefited from the new social housing program, it is not just that you don't have the income to build a house, but we have helped quite a number of persons who are victims of domestic abuse, for example. quite a number of persons with disabilities, quite a number of persons who have been struck with illness, as in the present case. And we have assisted now, we have started a new dimension of the program, which is not just to transform a house in a yard, but to transform an entire tenement or big yard. And we have gone now 3 of those. We have started, well, we have completed 1, and we have now 3 of those under construction. We will begin very shortly another dimension of this program. And this is the new social housing program for tourism workers. Because you would know that the tourism industry went ahead of the development of housing for its workers. So in the traditional and conventional development of tourism in Jamaica, we built the hotels, and people from all over Jamaica went to work in those hotels, and then they found a way informally to settle. And so you have a lot of people working in the tourism industry who don't have any formal, settled, regularized housing. And so we're going to address that using some resources, again, from the Tourism Enhancement Fund, from the government central budget, and from the Nshp, to start to help those persons who may be working in the industry but whose income isn't enough to get them into a housing solution. So I'm very proud of this program. And the reason why I'm proud of it, there have been programs like this before, but none of them have lasted this long. None of them have shown the endurance. None of them has had the commitment of the government's budget year after year after year. And what is important is that we have spent the time to design the project to over time. It can't do it all at once. But you will see that every week I'm doing this. Every week I'm doing 5, 6, 7. I soon gone up to doing 10 and 15. So the program is developing capacity. Now, you know, as I say in Jamaica, everywhere you turn, Makajuki. You spend the time, you design the program well, then criticize. Then find something to say when I go so. Right? We are the ones who pointed out the 6,000 households. And we are going to put in place a program to deal with it. All of you can have faith that it is going to be done. Them criticize, Lord, it's going to take long. Well, before there was nothing. Now at least you see that the program is delivering step by step. Because no matter if everywhere you turn Makajukyo, always remember 1 cocoa. Full basket. All right. So my point is well made to you. So we no matter the naysayers. What we are focused on is filling that basket with hope where there was none before. And see the evidence of the things you hope for here? You see the evidence? That is called the substance of faith. So you can have faith in the government that the government will deliver.
Yes.
Right? Good. So before we hand this house over to the deserving beneficiary, Miss Jennifer Phillips and her family, her lovely daughters, I have a few requirements that we expect will be fulfilled to protect the public funds which are used to build this house. And those requirements are in a document called the social contract. So the social contract says, right, Miss Jennifer, that you're going to maintain the house in the state of repair that you received it. Your daughter can speak on your behalf. Is that the case? Yes. Secondly, that you're going to live in the house. You're not going to rent it out or do anything like that. This is where you're going to live. Yes? Yes. That if further fortune were to smile on you and you won the lottery, for example, and you decide to go 1 story up, before you do any modification or alterations to this structure, you must first get in touch with the new social housing program, because the house is built on a specific foundation using a specific building system, and you don't want to interfere with it without knowing the engineering that would be necessary to keep the house structure integrous. And then anything you're going to do in this house must be legal. Legal light and legal water. Agreed? All right. And then the most important thing is that you and your family will continue to be positive, participating, and upstanding citizens of the community. It would be a real tragedy if you got this house and then turned out to be a plague on the community. Right? So you must continue to be a symbol of hope. That every time people pass here, they're going to say, you know what? Them deserve it. Me deserve it too. And I'm sure mine is going to come.
Yes.
Rather than pass and say, you see, them people never deserve it. And then deprive me.
Yes, yes.
And that is, so you have to maintain this positive attitude towards the community. All right. So the clouds have covered the sun a bit to give me a little bit of relief. Yes. So we can now sign the social contract. Are you able to sign?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you'll sign here, and it will be witnessed by your member of parliament. So there you go. Well, there's a pen, James. Open it for her. All right, the deed is done. All right, you can stand up.
Yes.
All right, no, stay where you are. You're just going to hold on to this. Yes, that's it. Very good. Congratulations, the house is now yours.
Thank you.
Right here? Yes.
So, you want to hold the keys? Yes. Congratulations and thanks.
Thank you.
All right, good. All right, so let's cut the ribbon now.
Pull up the thing, man.
Well, this One, two, three.
All right, ready?
Sorry.
We need regeneration. Nice. There you go. Did you select these tiles? Yeah. These are fantastic. Yes, gives a nice pop to the space, and it's a really nice space. Very nice. Very nice. And it's two bedrooms.
Yes, it is.
And a nice this is a lovely bathroom. Very good. Yeah, it's tastefully done and built within 5 weeks. Can't ask for better than that. And they've done a very good job. I hope you enjoy your new home and your mom. All right, and I hope this will help in your recovery. All right. God bless. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thanks.
Countryman, me Prime Minister.
How are you, my friend?
Countryman.
Where's the nurse? All right, after we do this.
Right now, it's
Right, you can take it out. All right. Nurse, go ahead.
That covers what White House and the very seed about the country.
And so this wheelchair that we're receiving today at the White Holness Center could have come at a better time. Sometimes we have persons who need assistance with moving about who come to the facility for like blood pressure check also. So this would be a great assistance in helping us to give them the service that they need. Thank you very much.
Well, you have to thank your member of parliament and your councillor who are so observant of the needs of their constituency. It is these small things that help to improve the quality of life. Can you imagine, you're going to the health center, you're not feeling well, and there is no wheelchair to help to escort you in. And these are just some of the small challenges that your elected representatives can assist with, and I'm very happy to see that the councillor and your member of parliament is doing their part.
Well, I am not going to speak after the Prime Minister. He has spoken. My only regret today is that he's not spending 48 hours with us. That's my only regret. We have so much to show you.
Well, make use of the 6.
Wait, come on to the way, Alright, so just say your name, Sanji, can you tell me how you feel about the things and the house and everything?
I'm feeling great and excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, from me and my family.
And you are who will be living here?
And my kids.
How many children? 2 children,
yeah.
And like, what was the situation like before? Why you did, you needed this?
Okay, I'm made of rent out about till I get to my mother's 8 siblings of us. Yeah, so I go and get this.
And I'm guessing it was what, crowded at the mother house or the...
Yeah, 8 of us and no privacy. Children could learn and all of those stuff. So now I'm thankful for it, so my kids can be able to be comfortable and we can have our own privacy.
Alright, then. Thank
So say what you're saying.
Personal. How are you? What's your name? Sanji. Lulu. Are you a good guy? Alright, let's start.
Yes. No, you were.
You're going outside. I was like, have another chair.
No, we only do the 4. Yeah, so you're good right there. Alright, everybody is good?
Yeah.
Alright, so Madam MP, you know the process. You have to welcome us and tell us a little bit about behind what, right? But tell us a little bit about your story. People want to hear. They're going to look at you and say, but she's a young girl, how she get it? What was your struggle? What was your story? But you don't have to start now.
Okay. But you didn't have like a lot of people that lived in the house, right? Yeah, I remember.
MP, start us off.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a really good day today. I'm very proud to be Member of Parliament today, especially. I call her Lulu, back in 2019, and while walking, she brought me over to an area to show me where she was living, and it was an area that brought me quite a bit of sadness. And all she wanted from me at that time was to be able to give her a little bit of money to put a little one room together. And after 2020, when we realized that we had the social housing, and I said to her, if you can qualify, you would not only get a little funds to put together a little one room, because she had over 8 people living with her in a board house, and she qualified, and I was so excited for her. And today we are here today to hand over keys to someone who is a family lady and someone who's really deserving of this house. So I want to thank the Prime Minister, thank the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation for this. Today is a good day to be a Member of Parliament for you, eh?
Yes,
Lulu,
Your turn.
go ahead.
my name is Sanji Sutherland.
Speak a little louder.
My name is Sanji Sutherland. I want to thank the Prime Minister, my MP, and taxpayer, Jamaica who paid the taxpayer, and each and everyone who made this possible. I'm really grateful and thankful. My condition of living while I seek this house, I was living with my kids and 6 other siblings, 8 of us, in a 2 government bedroom and board house. Now I'm thankful for what my MP and my Prime Minister had done for me.
Nervous? Just breathe.
All right. All right. Yes, you want to say a few words?
Thank you so much, Prime Minister. I want you to look and see the before and after pictures. See the difference. This is what the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, who is the Minister of Housing, is doing. Time and times again, is really one of the most successful and impactful program that the government is rolling out. To date, we have constructed 293 houses, 45 or thereabouts are very near completion, and we have about 65 at various levels, just about to hit the procurement process. So in very short order, we're seeing a total of about 400 and odd houses being constructed. I say that to you to say that the program started off a little slowly because, you know, over time we would have developed the experience, would have built the capacity, and so we are there now where we are able to deliver many more houses. As a matter of fact, we have moved from a timeline of construction of months, 4, 5, 6 months. Now we are down to 3.5 weeks. You know, if the terrain is not flat, then it might take a little longer time than the 3.5 weeks. But on average, we are giving out 4 houses per week, at least 4 houses. And in the months and weeks ahead, we need to double this amount, triple this amount by the directive of the Prime Minister. And the budget will be in place for it. In fact, the budget has been in place for quite some time now, and we continue to make a significant impact. We do have some challenges with the program. This particular modality, which is a single detached unit that Ms. Sutherland and her family will benefit from, persons have to come with their lands. They either have to own the lands or they have permission to utilize the lands. And I want to emphasize that when this building We are handing it over today. These units are the beneficiaries' units built on their own land, so it will not be taken away from them. Right, so I want you to understand that. Yes. So we are employing other modalities. We are relocating vulnerable populations as well, and we are upgrading tenements, what is called our multi-housing facilities. And we have engaged these facilities. And if you are reading and if you are looking and being wise and knowing for yourselves, you will see that the government is making significant progress in this area. So the project oversight committee, which is chaired by a technocrat and has many other government entities on it, we meet. And just to bring the point about the land ownership, just this month here, we were meeting, we had about 33 or so, Sakargi will tell you, submissions to look at. And while we were looking at them, we were seeing that almost 50% of these had problems where the lands are concerned. But not to worry, we are engaging the other modalities. We are looking in our land bank, because the government does as a land bank, lands that are owned by the Minister of Housing, lands that are vested in the Commissioner of Lands, that we are looking at to see how more persons can benefit. Meanwhile, we are going through the program, tightening up any areas that we've identified weaknesses with. But suffice it to say, to date, and this is since 2020 now, the program was conceptualized in 2018, we have never had a case of fraud, of beneficiary fraud. And so each time I come to the handing over Prime Minister, I look and I listen to the community members agreeing wholeheartedly that the person who is the beneficiary really deserves this house. There's no voice of dissent, and I've been to many of these house handing over. So I just want to tell you, for those persons who are waiting and they're seeing Madam Sutherland getting the house and they wish it could be them, you know, your time is coming. Your time is coming. Once you qualify for the house as being a person who is in need by the set criteria that we use, your time is coming. Keep the faith and have hope.
Thank you very much, Permanent Secretary. It is indeed my great pleasure to be in this community today to hand over this unit to Sanji. That's a lovely name. Never heard it before. What's your last name?
Sutherland.
To Miss Sutherland. Sanji Sutherland.
Yeah.
Sanji would have pointed out her housing situation before, and she is indeed deserving of the housing unit that is here. How many persons will be living in this unit with you?
3.
That will be yourself?
No, 2. Me and my 2 kids.
You and your 2 kids. Yeah. Before you were living with family?
Yeah. And 8 of us.
We're living in a small house.
Yeah.
And so today now you are liberated essentially.
Yeah.
You can have
their own privacy now.
Yes.
Children then can, that's what they big now. They can enjoy themselves now by them in their own room. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you're a happy lady today.
Very, very happy.
Very good.
So
very good.
Happy.
So this is what we do. We build houses to improve the lives of ordinary Jamaicans. Right? And we believe that everyone in Jamaica should have good housing. And Sanjari's situation was one in which everybody agrees that the condition would need some form of intervention. And that is why this administration made the commitment that we will build houses like never before in Jamaica. To date, since we have become the administration in 2016, we have started and completed just over 31,540 houses under the NHT. This is under the NHT. This has nothing to do now with new social housing program, of which 21,166 have been completed. So over the last 9 years, we have completed 21,166 units. And we have, in terms of housing starts, we started and completed 31,540. So what that means is you will always have houses in some stage of development. So you could have housing that have been started and houses completed. So just to be clear on that, we have 31,540 houses that we have started, of which 21,166 are completed over the last 9 years of our administration. And that is a phenomenal achievement. But the real achievement is in the houses to come, because we have presently 7,692 houses that are under contract, meaning that between the NHT and the developers, they have signed agreements to start constructing. We have 12,207 units that are in procurement. We haven't signed off on them to actually build, but we are in negotiations with them to start. And we have 10,598 units that are in the planning and design stage, meaning that either the private developers are trying to figure out the design and where it must go on the land, or the NHT itself is doing the design. And we have currently 8,353 units under construction, and we have another 1,900, almost 2,000 units that are being done privately, which the NHT is funding. People who are building on their own land and so forth, and they're taking mortgages and so from the NHT. So if you take that into consideration, the NHT has about 40,631 units that are in various phases of development, and that would be probably the largest number of housing units that are either in planning straight through to construction. So what we have done as an administration is to increase the capacity of the NHT to undertake housing. Now, what you will see happening going forward is that the rate of completion is going to be increased significantly, because if we have currently 8,353 units under construction, let's say it takes a year or two to complete, then clearly, next year you might see 4,000 units coming on stream to be sold on the market, and then the following year another 4,000 or 5,000 units, and then the following year you might end up at 5,000 units as those that are under contract go into construction, those that are in procurement, those move over into contracting, those that are in planning and design, they move into procurement, and so forth. So we have now established a very solid bank of housing developments, which will now come to market, and that will have an impact on the supply of houses. Now, just to say quickly, much of the discussion around housing is to say, we're going to provide a housing grant for young people, or we're going to do a program of rent to own. And they all sound good. And by the way, these are things that we have already put in the public domain. We have already said these are things that we're going to do or have started. Many of them we have started. We have numerous programs under the NHT. But what is missing from the conversation is the basic. And whenever you talk about housing or anything else for that matter, there are two things that you have to pay attention to. One is the demand, what you want. And the other is the supply. Where is it going to come from? So it's one thing to say, we will give you a rent to own program, and you can just go in and occupy the house, and You pay the mortgage that is the equivalent of the rent, and then 6 months after you get it. It sounds good. That's the demand. But where is the supply? Show me the house that you're going to give to somebody to rent to own. Where is it? Where does it exist? Okay? We will give you a grant to help you with the down payment on a house. Okay? Show me the house. Where is it? So some people come to you with good sounding promises. However, my administration, we put pen to paper, we go out there, we check, we look, we do the surveys, we do the work, and we are the ones building the houses. So yes, this administration will put onto the market through the NHT in the next 3 or 4 years 40,631 housing solutions as of today. And this will substantially have an impact on the shortage of houses. So while others are busy talking about what they're going to do on the demand side of the equation, we have been working to address the supply side. That is to make sure that you actually have the houses that you can promise. So some people are promising houses where none exists. And we are providing the houses so that we don't have to promise them. Right? That's the reality. Now, again, when we talk about housing, we have to talk about equity. So if you want to give people subsidy, meaning you want to pay for a part of the housing, who should you help mostly with housing? You want to help everybody, but who should you give the greatest subsidy to? The poorest people, the people who live in the worst condition. And that is why we have developed the new social housing program, which is this program, to identify the people who live in the worst of the worst condition, and we give them subsidy. So it sounds good to say we will give a certain set of persons $500,000 to deposit on your home. But the question is, what about the other set of people who would also want that kind of benefit? How are you going to determine who gets that? And so these are some of the issues which are not quite clear. Because if you say you give it to persons 18 to 29, what about the persons 30 to 40 who have been working for how long and still can't get a house? You see, everything you do has an impact on some other group. So you end up favoring one group over another. Yes, I want public sector workers to be able to get as well, but there are people in the private sector who are saying, why, I've been working too, why can't I get that? And so these are some of the issues that you have to be very careful with. They will make these kinds of promises to you, but what they do is redistribute equity unfairly in the society, give one group an edge over another. And that is always bad policy and bad government. What you want to do is to have a full supply of houses. So it don't really matter whether or not you are in public sector or private sector house there. We have enough houses, right? So you will always find that when governments are not able to address the supply of the issue, then they turn on people on each other, and I will favor this group and ration the supply and give it to you for political benefit, essentially. And that is always bad policy. And that is what I see creeping into the discussion about housing, trying to favor a certain set of groups without addressing the actual issue, which is the shortage of housing. If you note, nothing has been said from the other side about how they are going to increase the supply of housing. All they have talked about is how they are going to redistribute the housing benefit to certain groups for political benefit. And Jamaicans must wise up to this. You need a government that can expand the resources expand the supply so that you don't have to be in contention and competition. So young people is competing with people who have been working for how many years. Poor persons who don't have the resources, they are now going to have to compete with persons who have. No, you don't want that. Expand the number of houses. And we have put here the program where we have 40,631 houses to come. This does not include the 21,166 houses that we have built already in our time as the government. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope my explanation has given some light to the discussion, and so you are now informed with knowledge to properly analyze the options that have been placed in front of you. And having said that, let us now turn our attention to this specific program, which already has added 293 houses to the housing stock. Not little houses. They are small houses, but they are substantial. They are proper houses. And we have 43 in addition to that is under construction. And we have almost 60 more to come in varying stages. And this program, yes, it is a small program because it's designed to treat with the individual circumstances. This is not a program designed to build a housing scheme. This is a program that is designed to go throughout Jamaica and find persons who are living in housing conditions as you would see across there in the before and after picture. It's designed to address persons who are living in tenement yards. It is designed to address situations where persons' homes are threatened by environmental conditions. And this program has assisted so many Jamaicans, persons with disability, persons who have suffered domestic abuse, persons whose house was destroyed by fire, including acts of arson, persons who were living in a tree. I've seen that. Persons who were living in cars, several cases. And what this program is, it is the conscience of Jamaica. That's what it is. To say that nobody should live below a certain housing standard. That is what this program is. So, it's taxpayers' money. And as I have said to another group, something might be, you might get it free, but it costs somebody else.
Yeah.
And though you are not paying cash for it, you have to still pay for it in your behavior. So what justifies this house, it is not just your former condition, it will also be your future behavior. Because the purpose of giving you this house is to transform your life. And that transformation shouldn't only be internal to you, that transformation must be for the benefit of the community. Just by having this house here, everything in this yard is uplifted. Everything on this street looks better. Just by having this house here. But what if you turned out to be a plague on the community? Then the people in your community who are taxpayers would say, you see it? And this big the house for? And that would devalue the community. But if you were an upstanding citizen that participated in the community, you were a positive person who helped to resolve conflicts in the community, who people could come to you and you counsel, and you were a positive example, then everybody would say, you know, I want to be like you. And I see that you were fortunate to get one of these houses. I too will have faith. So that's one of the conditions, that you continue to be a person of hope, positive, law-abiding, decent, and upstanding, and your children will also portray that. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes.
The other thing is that you see how the house look nice?
Yes.
When I pass back here next year or so, and I want a glass of water, I mustn't say, you know, I drive past the house there because we wouldn't drink from the house there. Right? You must maintain the house in the condition or better than you received it. And everybody in the community must say, you know, she really take care of the house, you know.
I will.
She's an example. Agree? Yes. And then, when I pass back here in a year or so, and let's say the house is in good condition, and I come and knock, and I say, Sandrine! Sanjari! I don't hear, no, she don't live here again. No, I would say, Lulu! Lulu! And then I hear, no, Lulu doesn't live here anymore. She rent out the house and gone somewhere. No, that wouldn't work. Because everybody else would say, but you didn't really need the house. Right, you never did need it. So you agree that you're going to live there. Agree?
Yeah.
And if further fortune were to smile on it, because I know you buy lottery and so forth. And you win the lottery and you decide you're going up 2 more stories on this building. Before you do any modifications to the building, you must contact the new social housing unit to get approval, because the house is built to a certain specification and you wouldn't want to do anything that will damage the house. And finally, everything that you do in this house must be legal. Legal light and legal water. No scammer. No harboring any gangster. Nothing like that. Everything must be legal. Agree?
Yeah.
If you agree to that, let us sign the social contract. So this contract is to protect the interests of the community and the public in this house. Alright, so you sign right there.
You left it?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, good. All right, so let me stamp it. So the house is now signed, sealed, and delivered. You don't mind me ask how old you be, Lulu? Because you look like 18. Whisper and tell me.
How are you? I'm a classmate, boss. How are you?
So the reason why, hold on to this, Lulu. Now the reason why I ask your age is that I saw a comment on the social housing, and one of the comments was that be old people that get the social house, young people, and I agree that all the programs that we have must be equally servicing all demographics. So it must service people who are elderly and retired, people who are currently in the working population, and in particular, young people. Lulu is still right there at that age where you could consider young but not youthful. Right? Even though she looked like a little baby. All right? So yes, this program caters for everybody, and it does not discriminate on age, sex, religion, political affiliation, or anything. Once your circumstance is robustly certified as being in need and you are able to secure the land, we will help you in the construction of good shelter. All right? Good. All right, very good. All right, so let's go and cut the ribbon. Yes, of course. All right, hold up your keys, sir. You're good. All right, everybody's ready? Ready. After 3, 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
All right.
Come on, we're good to go. No, you have to come in and say.
Welcome to my new home. Welcome to my new home.
You have all the tiles. Look here, man. It's a really nice tiles. That's very nice. How long did it take to do this one? Yes, to build this one. Richard. How long did it take to do this one? A year. From start to finish, how long this one took to build? To build? From start to finish? What did you say? 1 year? Oh, it's finished. Oh, but it took a time to be handed over. Very nice. So this is your bathroom. Oh, forgive me.
This is my room.
Oh, it's definitely. Oh. And
this is my bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, my son and my daughter.
Oh, how are you, my dear? And how do you feel about this? I can't hear you.
I'm so super proud about my daughter.
So you're out of school now?
Yes.
And you work?
Yes.
Good. And where's your son? All right, good.
No. I got some, no, man, no. But something.
Can you tell me about the, just introduce yourself first?
I am Sadie Dawson.
And tell me about how you feel about getting this house. And what it
I
means
feel
to you.
good. I feel very good, miss.
You feel good?
Yes. And I'm pleased with it. Yeah.
And what was your situation before?
My situation was deplorable.
Yeah? Tell me some more.
You understand my son for me, I hurricane blow breadfruit tree drop down on me rain, when rain fall water coming for me. So it was in that deplorable condition.
Oh man, so you feel
And I
good.
thank God for this one.
Yeah.
And thank God for the Jamaica government.
Yeah, man. And you will be benefit from this house now.
Pardon?
You want who will be benefiting from it?
This house? Let them have a lot of grandchildren, you know. They're enough on the place.
So your grandchildren will be staying
Yes.
here?
We are gonna enjoy it.
Alright then.
Okay.
And how many bedrooms?
3.
3 bedrooms. Alright, so it has to be 3 bedrooms.
Yes, ma'am. From poverty to prosperity.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank first?
Thank? Why me have to thank the taxpayer of Jamaica, thanks the MP, our councillor, the Prime Minister, and the whole Jamaica, whosoever make it possible for this occasion.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat your name one more time?
Sadie Dawson.
Alright, let's get you right.
You want more again? You want more? Big up yourself. Hey! Oh, mother Prime Minister.
Are you mother?
Yeah. You don't want more?
Is that right?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Sadie Dawson.
Yes, sir.
And you get 1 3-bedroom house.
Yes, sir.
So you and your children and grandchildren?
Yes, sir. How many grandchildren? Even if you count them, I never done this evening. Look at them, child, I never done this evening. I know. So I not start.
All right. What's the name of this district?
Holland Town. Holland. H-O-L-L-A-N.
Holland.
Town.
All right. So this is in Dalvey.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll move this page. All right. Ready? So you know what to do. Let's spoke to you already. To tell you what you need to say. Got to give a little.
Again? Come on,
The plans I'm not doing.
No,
You make them see say you have a soft side.
She does. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I am here. Second house today. We're passing the keys over. Today is a very special day for me, but extra special to be right here in Hollandtown with Sadie. Everyone in my constituency knows Sadie. And you can see how many people are here to support her. Give her a round of applause. So when I met Sadie, she was living in a deplorable condition, and Sadie has so many grandchildren, and she applied for the social house and she was granted it. It took a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, she ended up getting the new style. So you're looking at the new version of the social house. So here we are, a well-deserving person, and I'm very happy to be here today. Sadie, your turn.
Breathe.
You'll be good.
Breathe in, breathe out.
All right. Well, I'm here to tell each and everyone thanks to the Jamaican government, thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Holness, MP, Ms. Michelle Charles, our councillor, Mr. Michael McLeod. I thank you all, and I thank each and everyone who made this occasion possible, and thank you.
You have to thank the taxpayers.
The taxpayer. I thank the taxpayer of Jamaica.
No, say it properly. Say. No, just say it nice.
Well, all right. And also, I thank the taxpayer of Jamaica, because those are the ones that make it possible.
All right, so you have to tell them that I apologize and I am sorry.
Yeah, MP council, everybody say bad things about me, not pretend.
But today's a good day,
Yeah, not pretend.
You can't put people on practice.
No.
Because if you put some of them on practice, your head hurt you. Yes, go ahead.
All right, thanks, Prime Minister. So we are here today. We are very happy. My team and I are very happy to share in the joy of Madam Dawson, the beneficiary of this lovely unit. Look how it looks proper.
Yes.
And the contractor is here, one of our reliable contractors who does very good work. And so, this is what the new social housing program is doing. Transforming the lives of those who are most vulnerable. Fixing up Miss Sadie and our many grandchildren and giving them dignity and decency, and we thank God that this program is being rolled out for such a time as this.
Shower laborers! Shower!
And the next thing I would like to say, the people that have to say that if anything happens to me, somebody is going to take it. I want to tell the world that is a lie. That is a lie.
And so, Miss Dawson, we hear you. We hear you, Miss Dawson, and we ourselves listen to what is being said, and we want to dispel the myths that this house would have been built on lands that Miss Dawson either owns or has permission to use. And so the house having been built will not be taken away from Miss Dawson. This government doesn't do that. And so we want to make that very, very clear. To tell you a little about the performance of this outstanding program. To date, we have constructed 293 units, housing solutions. 43 will come to completion shortly. And then we have another 65 that will come into being just during this financial year. And so when we add that all up, we are seeing about 400 housing units to be delivered in very, very short order.
Shower laborers! Yes!
What I want to say, your MP, because this one is constituency driven. So your MP, Dr. Charles, would have seen the plight of you, Madam Dawson, and an application would have been made to the new social housing program we have a project oversight committee in place, and it is chaired by a technocrat. And we also have several other entities there, including the Ministry of Labor, the Heart NSTA Trust, Ministry of Education, because I note Miss Dawson has grandchildren, and they are school-aged grandchildren. So it's a comprehensive program when we go around and the assessment is done, apart from looking at the real need. And we're happy because each time that a house is handed over by Prime Minister, we see where everybody agrees that the beneficiary is indeed deserving of the unit. So there is no beneficiary fraud in this program, not at all. And it's going to be highly improbable for that to happen because of the very stringent guidelines that we follow. We have handed over houses. This is our third for the day. We are handing out 5 today, and indeed we have more that are ready to be handed over. Prime Minister has said to us, build more houses, build them fast, 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 quick and fast, young people say, right, Mr. Adams? And so he has given us that mandate, and we are carrying it out with alacrity. So each week, you will see the Prime Minister handing over houses. We have an average of 4 now, but we are steadily increasing that number. What we are also working on is reducing the time for construction. So we have moved now from months, and this one was built in 5 weeks. The contractor is here, and he will tell you that the rains came and delayed the works. It would have been quicker than that because we are seeing now 3.5 weeks a house is being completed and the structure can stand up. And so I just want to encourage persons just to continue to have hope because your time will come one day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, P.S. Williams. I want to have everyone's attention for the next 1 hour. But if I can't have it for 1 hour, I will settle for 10 minutes. Do I have your attention for 10 minutes?
Full attention.
Undivided?
Undivided.
I promise I will not keep you longer than that. I have some points that I wish for you to hear, internalize, and to carry into the rest of the community. The main problem of housing in Jamaica is the supply of houses. How are houses built in Jamaica? Well, we have private housing development. As I look in this community, I would say almost all of the houses here in Holland are privately built. You may have inherited a piece of land, or you may have purchased a piece of land and you took your time, block on top of block. Each year you build a room until it is completed. Some persons may have gone and borrowed a mortgage, either to buy an existing private house or to build one. So that tells us that if we are to be building houses in Jamaica, you need financing. You need a market to supply financing to private people who would want to build their houses. But sometimes you don't have the land, and so you need land to be provided. The government can play a role in this. The government can play a role in providing the financing, supporting mortgages, or providing the land, or indeed developing the house themselves. And that is where the Nshp comes in, the Housing Agency of Jamaica, the Jamaica Mortgage Bank, the Ministry of Housing, and indeed the entity under its supervision, the new social housing program. So all of these entities come in to help with the supply of housing in the market. The NHD in particular plays an extremely important role in supporting housing. And it does this by, first of all, providing mortgages at interest rates that are very affordable, in fact, below market. It does this by providing financing to developers. And it does this by undertaking sometimes developments themselves. Since becoming the Minister of Housing as Prime Minister, I have directed the NHD to focus its attention on building low-income housing for the primary reason that the private housing market is in a far better position to provide housing that you would consider lower, middle, and upper middle housing. Where we have a real problem with supply is in lower income housing. And therefore, we have asked the NHD to focus its effort there. I have asked the NHD to undertake the development of 43,000 housing solutions over the next 5 years. 43,000. Now 43,000 might sound a lot, but the estimate is that if we are to truly satisfy housing demand, we need to have in train about 150,000 houses. If we were able to bring on board 150,000 houses into the market, the impact of that would be as follows. 1, housing prices would go down. 2, informal communities would stop emerging overnight. And 3, you would have better living conditions for most Jamaicans. So the objective of any government now is not necessarily to focus on the demand for housing. There's a whole heap of demand for housing, and you will solve the demand problem for housing once you get people employed, earning income, and having interest rates that are accessible and reasonable. Now, where the problem is to actually build the units. So we have under construction now, or in contract, or in some form of planning, we have 40,637 units that are under, let me read them out for you, under construction, order award of contract, in procurement, planning and design, and what we call daily intake. People who just walk into the NHT and borrow to build. Yes. So under construction currently, we have 8,353 units that the NHT currently has under construction. Under contract award, we have 7,692 units. In procurement and negotiation, we have 12,207 units. In planning and design, we have 10,598 units. And in terms of the NHT's daily support for people who are building and constructing, we have approximately 2,000 units. So in total, 40,637 units that are in varying stages. Now that is a significant number, so we would almost fulfill the NHT's commitment of 43,000. So that means in this year and in the years to come, you're going to see more houses come on the housing market. And in fact, I am pleased to state that it is not just the NHT that we have tasked with building out this 75,000 houses. We are satisfied that we have that 40,000, but we have developed the Bernard Lodge program, That will deliver anywhere between 10 to 15,000 housing units. Yes? And then the HAJ, they have between 8 to 14,000 units that are currently in planning, in contract, and actually under construction. So we are well underway in meeting the commitment for 75,000 housing solutions. Now that is a real way in which the Jamaican people will benefit from housing. Yes, people will need better interest rates on the demand side. Yes, we can create all kinds of creative ways of funding grant programs to help people to actually afford the houses. But if you really want to make an impact on housing, you have to deal with the supply of houses. You have to actually build more houses. And this government is building more houses. So others will promise you houses, we deliver the houses. And by the way, every week I am somewhere in Jamaica. I'm coming to a community near you. We are delivering one of these social houses. Sometimes we do 4 and 5. Today we are doing what, 5? Yes, the other day I did 7. I've gone up as many as 8. And this program is doing its own part in providing housing for all Jamaicans. Now, having said all of that, Sadie,
Yes, sir.
we have a social contract here that we are asking you to sign.
Yes, sir.
The contract essentially says
Yes, sir.
that you will take care of this house
Yes, sir.
like it was your child. You agree?
Yes, sir.
That you're not going to rent it out. You will live in this house as your main residence, your only residence.
No, sir, I can't rent. I have too much grandpicking money for rent house, sir.
Yes, I rent.
That anything, hold on, we don't finish yet. Hold on, more clause there that you have to tell me yes or no, publicly, so everybody hear it.
Tell you.
If you were to win the lottery and you decide that you're going to go 2 stories up,
Yes, sir.
if you do any modification to this house, you have to get in touch with us and tell us before you do it. You agree?
Yes, sir, no problem.
All right. Anything you're going to do in this house, it must be legal.
Not illegal.
Not illegal.
Okay.
So you must have legal light,
Yeah, legal water.
legal water.
Legal everything.
Yeah, no scamming, no gangster business, not like that.
We couldn't scam this way. Prime Minister, I will book at this place as well. We could not just scam in our box, so. Well, we could not just scam in our box.
Anyway.
I mean, have to get like a joke.
Yes,
serious, sir?
like a joke,
All right.
true.
All right.
No, give me like a joke. Give me like a joke.
All right, Sadie. All right. Lastly, Sadie,
Yeah.
that one never give you a problem.
Yeah.
This one requires that you must be a decent, upstanding citizen in the community. Do you agree?
Yes, Mr.
That you're not going to
I
cuss
am a
off nobody?
decent one.
That you're not going to get in an argument with nobody?
So, Mr.
So you promise?
I promise. No. But enough time, people in argument, you know.
Me?
I want to say one something, you throw back one something.
You ever hear me throw back not for nobody?
Are your name is perfect, sir? You're born perfect. No, sir. You're perfect, sir.
All right, so Miss Sadie,
Yes, sir.
you agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That you're going to be an upstanding citizen in the community. You're not
Yes,
going to get
sir.
in an argument with nobody. You're going to be an ambassador for hope and good and positivity.
Yeah, make me try. We try. We try. Me not go tell you. I try. Me go try. Me not tell you yes. You have something more? You have something to say?
No, it's all right. That's it. Come.
Me try.
Why say you have something?
No, you know that it's true, sir?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
How's I wrong on? Come give me the right one. How is it? Let's say me forget it. Yeah. That man come before and say me forget some joke. I know me I get joke. A man come interview and say forget joke, you know.
Give some good jokes.
Yeah, me forget joke.
All right, good. We stamp you. Here you go, Sadie.
Yes, sir. And thank you again, Prime Minister. Thank you very much. I'm not have any. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not have none. I'm not embarrassed.
-1, 0, 1, 1.5, 2, 3.
I must say, welcome to my new home. Welcome.
Lovely. Nice.
So as so much people accept after the welcome to my new home. Yes. Really? Which part of sleep is comfortable? And you know what? Oh, no, we're going to stop here.
Yes.
Closet.
Yes.
So nice.
Excellent.
Very much so, sir.
So this is your room.
This is my room.
Say enjoy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gloria Dakers.
Your name is?
Gloria Dakers. And I am so pleased to achieve this home and be another home owner. The first house that I was living in, it was a disgrace. I'm not afraid to say it. Like when rain fall and so, oh my God, I have to set up pans. And if the breeze come with it, is another thing. And I was so happy and glad the day when Miss Charles, the MP, secretary, called me about the house and tell me the procedure of what to do. And I did go in and thank God today it paid off. Thank you so much. I well appreciate it. I'm a mother of 5 kids and 4 grand.
And they'll all be living here with you?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bob is good. All right, so this is house number 3 for the day.
No,
right?
4.
4. I see I'm losing count. All right, after 4 then. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
All right. Ready? All right. Let's get the. All right. Lovely. Very nice. All right. So you are here. You're here. Your MP's here. Here.
Welcome to Amnesty Hall. You see the new road on your way. I am here. I'm so happy to be here today with Miss Gloria. When I met Gloria, I met her in that home that she had, full of heart, but it was in a deplorable condition. The pictures show exactly what she was going through. So today I am extremely grateful and happy that the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creations has been able to bless you with this home. Well deserved.
All right, Gloria, you want to tell us your story and how you got to this point? Give us your testimony.
Okay, I was there one, and I got a call from my MP office. And the person said to me, Miss Dakers, do you have anywhere you can put her out? And I said yes. And she said, okay, come in with your documents. I did that, and I got through all the procedure. Where I was living, it was a 2-bedroom, but oh my God, every 2 years I have to change ply. When rainfall is nothing pretty. From both top and side. So I have to keep setting up pans just to fetch water. When the rain done, I have to keep drying out, cleaning up, and all of that. When I say rain set up, I am different. Different feelings. So today I am very thankful. I am grateful. It's not a politics house or of a politician. So I'm thankful for the people of Jamaica for the tax-paying money. Thank you again, Sanji, and the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, you want to say a few words?
So we continue to celebrate with you, Gloria. This is the 4th house today, and we have one more to hand over. We're doing an average of 4 houses per week. And the Prime Minister wants to say that we have accelerated the pace at which we are delivering these houses. Given that it used to take us months to construct. Now this one it's 4 weeks, and we completed one in record time, 3.5 weeks. And we continue to push our contractors to even lower that time. So we are bringing more houses to you in a quicker way. And as you see, the structure can stand up to scrutiny. If you look at the before picture, you will see that indeed we are changing lives with this new social housing program under hope. And it is really that name, Housing Opportunity Production and Employment, really is hope, the acronym for hope. But it's also bringing hope to very vulnerable persons. Miss Gloria here and her daughter will occupy this house. Yes. And so we can imagine, you would have heard of her condition before. When Rain set up, she used to fret. But now when Rain set up, Miss Gloria can just be at ease in Zion because she doesn't have to fret that she'll be flooded out. And I tell you, the record that we have had with these houses is that they stand up very well to the weather, you know. And so even through Hurricane Beryl, we had none of our houses being destroyed. Today, we are handing over, we have constructed 293 housing units, 43 more are very near completion. In short order, those will be completed. And another 65 will come on stream in this financial year. So when you add up the numbers, we'll be very close to 400 or a little over 400 by the end of this financial year, benefiting hundreds of people, certainly over 1,000. Of course, we can speak about the multiplier effect when you think that, Madam Gloria, you can now accommodate persons without shame. Remember, you know, we are the people who are born with goats thrown in our mouth. And so we have to get real. And when we have a Prime Minister, such as Prime Minister, who is the Minister of Housing, he understands. And he says to us, do this with alacrity. And so we are moving and doing this with alacrity. So you would have noticed, if you're tracking the program, it was conceptualized in 2018. We had the first unit on ground in 2020. But today I tell you the numbers that we have. So you see that we are picking up pace, we are building capacity, and we are employing also, while this is a single detached unit, and persons have to come with their own lands or have permission to use the land, we have 2 other modalities. The upgrade of tenements, you know, that's what we call the big yard, but we use a prettier name. So we say multi-housing facilities. And we also have the relocation of vulnerable populations. So persons who are in flood-prone zones, we can move them. We are looking at, because the government has a bank of lands owned by the Minister of Housing, and also those lands that are vested in the Commission of Lands. And we're looking to see how we can make people benefit quickly from the social housing program. So, as the program says, it's under hope. We ask you to be hopeful, to remain hopeful, and to have faith, because we are bringing the units to you.
How can I get that house, please? How can I get one, please?
All right, so for this,
what is the criteria?
So for this now, you would have noted that Miss Gloria would have mentioned her Member of Parliament. This is a program that the MP would apply on your behalf. Because, yes, and which is why we encourage a close collaboration between the constituents and their MPs. And having the MP now would complete the form, submit it, to the housing ministry, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and then we would look, because what we are looking for is really those who are most vulnerable. So you would have seen, for example, Ms. Gloria didn't really have much means. So we are looking to see that you're not earning much. We're looking to see that you're pregnant or lactating mother, persons living with disability, for example. We're looking at those. Those are the target groups. As I said, just think persons who are poor, who are destitute and have no means, elderly persons, sometimes pensioners, who continue to live below the poverty line. And so those are the target group for the new social housing program. When the applications come to us, there's a project oversight committee that is headed by a technocrat, and it has other entities on there as well. And really what we want to do is establish real need. And so you will be advised if you are successful.
This is over here,
and we can talk to you after. And then, of course, we go through the whole procurement process to retain a suitably qualified contractor. And at the end of it all, we have this beautiful structure.
People, you cannot be.
Everybody. One person may receive the benefit directly, but just having this unit here uplifts the entire community. And I'm certain that everyone in the community is happy for Gloria because her need would have been established. This program is a program that is based upon the beneficiary's income status. It's based upon their employment status, whether or not they have a disability, whether or not the house in which they live is at risk of some environmental hazard or other natural disasters. In fact, this program has benefited persons who have been victims of domestic abuse and other forms of violence, persons who have physical and mental disabilities, persons whose homes were destroyed by fire. Some of them are victims of arson. So it is a program for which the beneficiary must be properly identified, their needs assessed, and approved as being genuinely in need. Now I know that there are many persons who would see this and say, well, I'd love to get one of these.
True.
I'd love to get this. But it doesn't mean that everyone would qualify to get it. Because, yes, maybe everyone in the community would consider themselves poor, but not everyone is in the position that you were in. And so we have to go through and filter, because we wouldn't be able to build for everyone. But what we have done is to put in place now a program that once we identify the need and we assess it, you can be sure that we will build your house. So for example, the house before this that I just handed over, the beneficiary was waiting for about 3 years. Her need was assessed, but there were processes that you have to go through. So the first step is for the needs assessment to be done, and we have a very robust team of social workers who will come into the community, and they will come and ask you, we are doing a social investigation on Gloria. Are these things true about Gloria? Is she deserving of it? So we ask the community, and we do our own investigations. But after that is done, the next step now is for the beneficiary to identify the land on which the house is going to be built, because this program does not provide the land. This program is only designed to help with the housing. So we are normally assisting persons who are already on land but in poor housing, or they are already living with family members but in poor housing. And if it is family land and the family would agree that the beneficiary could get a long lease, 99 years or more, or they could give them the land through a deed of gift, then that would be very helpful. The process of getting the land, that is what is the longest part of the process. So once that is established, however, then we go into the design of the house, which at this stage, the design of the house doesn't take a long time because we have predetermined designs that can be fit to the land. But we do some amount of engineering. We check the soil, we check for other disasters, we look at the slope and terrain. And once we have decided that, yes, the house can be fitted on the lot provided, then we go to procurement, meaning we have to put it out for a public competition as to who can build this house. It's not given to anybody in terms of connection. So it's competitively tendered. When that is finished, then we go into contracting. The contractor has to fulfill certain obligations to make sure that the work is complete. And then once contracting is done, then they go into actual construction. As it is turning out, the shortest time in the entire process is construction. So we are now building as short a time as 3 weeks to complete a house as beautiful as this. But from beneficiary identification to land, to the securing of the land tenure, to the procurement, to the contracting, sometimes it can be as short as 1 year and 6 months, and it can be as long as 2 years and 6 months. That is just the reality of what is called the bureaucracy, the steps that you need to take to make sure that when we deliver this house, nobody can say there was anything corrupt in the house, right? And that's what it takes. So we have gone through a very rigorous process. Now, to do that, we have to have something called administration, meaning somebody has to be at every step of the stage, making sure that everything that is done, it's properly documented and it complies with the law. If there are any conflicts or disagreements, then there is a process to resolve that. And then we make sure that there is quality control. So anybody can come and build a house, and then when we leave, the house drop down. No, we have put in place a system that administers the quality checks along the way. Now, to build out all of that takes time. But the beauty of it is, once you have put in place this bureaucracy, this administration, then you leverage that. So when we started out, we were only building or delivering 1 unit per week. Now, PS said we're doing on average 4. No, we are doing on average 5 or 6 per week. And we will get up to higher numbers because the team that is doing this, they are more experienced now, and the contractors are more experienced. So we're gaining momentum in the delivery of the houses. So what you can take away from this is that, as you had pointed out, that you see in your community somebody who is in need. Right. So what we say to you is recommend them to their member of parliament. Each member of parliament is allotted 5 units per year, right? And all 5 units go through the process, and once they are in that train, they will get through. All right. So I'm sure at some point in time, Gloria here would have gotten frustrated and said, "Lord, it don't look like it's going to come through. How them take so long?" And I'm sure that when you were in your former surroundings, you were like, "Boy, this thing takes so long." And it is the same thing with a lot of other issues that people have. "Boy, this road, it don't look like it's going to fix. Boy, for so long we don't have the water." Yes, we're addressing them. We can't do this and make it happen. We can't cut the corners to make it happen because you are the same one who will criticize us and say we didn't do a good job. Right now, we are following all the rules, all the procedures, doing it the right way. And what we say to people, as this is called the HOPE program, keep hope, have faith. You have a good government that is getting things done the right way for the first time, right? Because they say, you know what is said about the good intentions, where it pays. And there are a lot of people with good intentions, and who will tell you, yes, we'll build a house for you and you'll get this, and they'll tell you all kinds of glorious things. But they never really follow the process to make sure that there is an institution, something that is always strong, stable, and enduring to deliver over time. Even if it is one, but it is delivering over time. And that's what we have been doing. There was a program called Operation Pride. I don't know if you remember Operation Pride. And I've spent a lot of time trying to mop up and correct some of the errors of Operation Pride. Operation Pride, like Hope, had a good intention. It was about getting Jamaicans into housing and giving them access to land. But where it failed is the process, compliance, administration, and ensuring that there was quality. So if you look at this program, what you see with this program is a strong level of administration, a strong level of compliance. Look at the structure. This is first class.
Yes. State of the art.
Exactly. And that's what we want to.
Beautiful house in the community.
Precise. And it lifts the entire community.
Yes.
And I'm certain I won't have to come back to this house 2 years, 3 years after to fix anything or create. Right now, with many Operation Pride schemes, yesterday I went to 2 Operation Pride schemes where the government has to spend billions of dollars to put in things that should have been put in at the beginning. They didn't get any water, they didn't get any light, there was no sewage, no road, nothing at all. Right? So we learn our lessons. Right now, what we are doing is to do it correct. It might take a little longer, but it will be done properly. And it will be enduring. We will be able to continue to deliver. And we will increase the pace of delivery so that more people can get. So I'm very happy for your interest and for your concerns that you have raised. And I give you the assurance that the people who you have identified, get them into the process from now, and we will do our beneficiary identification to make sure that they are actually in need, and once they're verified as being in need, they will be put in training to be addressed.
Can I say something, please? Advice. We know we're going up to an election, right? And my advice to you, Prime Minister, is to remove yourself out of the way. Put God first. Allow Him to be your guide. Make sure you read Psalm 121 every morning and every night, and pray unto the Lord to give you that strength to go forward in order for you to win this election. Don't look at the crowd. People will fail you. Trust God, and He will see you through. Don't depend on yourself, and don't tell yourself that you can win this election, because people see that you're working and they're going to try to stop you. So you have to trust God. You have to put Jehovah first. Tell Him that I am dependent on you to see me through. Ask Him to be your guide. Psalm 121, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made the heavens and the earth. And you must win that election, as long as you put the Lord in front of you. Don't trust in yourself, and don't tell yourself that you're going to do it. Tell yourself that the Lord is going to take you through. That is my advice to you. And the next thing, make sure you don't legalize opium. Because when you do that, you know what will happen? You're going to tell your people to seek another God. And the Bible tells us that it is only one God we have. So when you trust God to do everything, don't legalize opium. Because if you do that, that will bring you down. But as long as you trust in the Almighty God, because when you're going to send your people to seek another God, it's going to create a problem for you. So trust in God and believe in God and tell yourself that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God bless you, Prime Minister.
God bless you, when people. Let me be clear that there is no intention on our side. There have been discussions, people have proposed bills, but we have not moved forward with any such thing. Controversial subject, but we have not moved forward with any such thing. And with that said,
yes,
we have a social contract. You see, these things are very interesting, you know. When we go out into the field, people believe we just come here to smile and take pictures. Real things are discussed. The news don't carry that. News don't carry that. Lord. All right, so we have the social contract now. And essentially, social contract says that first of all, you're going to maintain the house. Right? You see the members of your community, they're very smart, you know. They're watching. They're going to be saying, how she get the house and she mash it up so? So you have to commit that you're going to fix up the house. Maintain it, right? All right. Then you have to ensure that you live in this house. You're not going to rent it out. Because if you rent it out, other people could say, but you see, how didn't need the house and she rent it out and gone somewhere else. All right? And then if you're going to do anything else to this house, let us say you want the lottery and you want it to go up 2 stories. We don't want you to do anything to this house before you come to us and get approval, because the house is built with a certain specification, so we don't want you to do anything to damage the house. And then fourthly, anything you're going to do in this house, it must be legal. Legal light, legal water. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes, sir.
Agree? Agree?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear you. And then now, most important, that you will continue to be an upstanding citizen in the community, an ambassador of hope, and a promoter of good in the community. Because can you imagine if you turned out to be a plague on the community? And the people say, look how you get taxpayer money and you make the community
miserable,
unhappy and miserable. So you must be the peacemaker, you must be the counselor, you must be the one to say, don't give up hope. See how long I had to wait and it happened? Use me as an example. Correct?
Yes, sir.
You agree to all of those things?
Yes, Prime Minister.
All right, good. Then you can sign.
thank you.
Very good. All right, stamp it. All right, officially now, let's hand it over. All right, so the house is now officially yours. All right, and don't listen to foolishness about somebody can come take back this. This is your house. All right, blessings.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, thanks. We give you thanks for all you have done. We are so blessed. Our soul is at rest. Oh Lord, we give you thanks.
Where? I'm here.
Alright, just introduce yourself and tell how you feel about the house and just thank,
Well, my name is Shirley Bennett, and I'm so grateful for the house because it was a hardship. Living in that one that I was in, it wasn't good at all. And I'm so thankful for my Prime Minister, very, very thankful. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be living, getting something to live in that is comfortable.
You can tell us some more about how the house is stable for?
Well,
Oh, 1 minute. Can you tell us a little bit more about
well, it was deplorable. Rainfall, it leak, wet up and all these things. So I'm glad, grateful. Words can't explain.
Alright, young who
My two daughters.
Yeah, 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks.
Try not to.
Don't worry. Don't worry. All right, let's start. Where's you give a testimony about your life. So you go.
Yeah.
And because you're giving hope to other people. And remember to say thanks to the taxpayers. Right? Because it's really they make it possible. And you can thank your MP and the government if you want. Alright?
If I want to.
Alright? And don't be afraid to show your emotion and how you feel. Because everybody here is happy for you and celebrating. Alright? Alright, so Michelle, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Well, this is a good day. We're coming to the end. This is our last house to give the key to 4 houses on the east side and 1 on the west side. You're blessed people. So I'm here with Miss Shirley. When I first met her, as you can see from the picture, her home, though it was full of love, was in a deplorable condition. And the nickname for this area is Big Yard, right? It's full of a lot of family members and full of a lot of love. So I'm very happy to be here today to see this blessing for her. And I'm going to let her tell her story.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. To the most honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Holness, Dr. Michelle Charles, my MP, I want to say thank you for what you have done for me. Because, as you can see, the state of the house that I was living in was in a deplorable condition. It wasn't good at all for me and my young daughters. So, I want to say thank you 100 million times for what you have done for me, and I think I deserve this. Thank you very much.
Why do you deserve this?
Because the condition that I was in, never suitable for a human being to live in. So I think God is good, and I think I deserve this, and I thank you very much. And I want you to keep up the good work, and don't stop doing good.
Well, I want you to also thank the taxpayers.
Yes, I want to thank the taxpayers for what they have done for me. And good, it's very good. I'm so emotional right now. But as I say, thank you to everybody. Thanks to everybody that make this possible for me right now.
All right. Miss Bennett. All right, P.S., you want to add a few words?
Yes, thank you, PM. You know, I'm so happy to be here, and Madam Shirley, we celebrate with you.
Thank you.
We see how this program, the new social housing program under Hope, is bringing hope to persons, changing their lives.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we were thinking and discussing that we will come back in about a year's time to look to see how you would have progressed. Because when we give these houses, it's really with a view to improving your lives, to pulling you up and giving you that dignity that you deserve. The new social housing program is targeted towards the most vulnerable in society. You would have heard her story. Frustrated. Not true. Yes, a single mother. And so when we come, you know, my team at the ministry, they know under the directive of the Prime Minister that we are to bring these benefits to the persons in a very short time. So build more houses, deliver them at a faster rate, and that is what we are doing. The average time we are taking 3.5 weeks. We have a complete structure here. well contemporary and modern, as you can see. It looks proper. It is sound, because the team would have come out, the engineering team, and they would have looked to see what housing structure the soil can bear. So the investigation is done. To date, we have delivered about 293 houses. We have 43 units that are almost complete, and we have another 65 to come on stream very shortly. So it's over 400 and odd houses in a very short time, a significant achievement. And when we go and we see, Prime Minister, how this program, conceptualized by you in 2018, how it is changing the lives of persons and bringing them hope. And so even to retain the contractor, so we would have our discussions about beneficiary fraud. But the more I come on ground, and sometimes I have to leave my desk, and I tell you, when these contracts come to me, I review them and assign them very quickly, because we know that we are impacting lives. It is going to be highly improbable, I can say to all of you and to all of you who are listening, for this program to be in any disrepute. The team is very diligent. Dr. Charles, the social investigation is done. The technocrats come out and they look. They would have interviewed you as well. And they would have interviewed members of the community. So when we come now and the final product is here, after a series of events, everyone, there's no dissenting voice to say that the beneficiary does not deserve the house. One of the problems that we have, and I was telling an earlier group, because this is the 5th house that we are handing over today, is the matter of land ownership. That is what has impacted a number of persons who are interested in this modality, the single detached unit, because we do have 2 other modalities, the relocation of populations that are vulnerable, as well as the upgrade of tenements, the multi-housing facilities, we prefer to call them. But I am going back to the problems that we have, and it's really the land, because the beneficiaries for this modality have to come with their own land, or they have permission through a deed of gift to use the land. And I want to dispel all myths that when we hand over the house to you, you will never see us coming back to say, come out, it's your house, this. And this is how we are really breaking intergenerational poverty as well.
Yeah.
Because you would have had your dependents. It's very likely that the house will be passed down to them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, just have hope for those persons who are looking on. Consult with your MP. Stay close to your MP, because it's really constituency driven. So the applications are submitted by your MP to a large extent. That's how it goes. And then they come in, we scrutinize them. As I said, the social inquiry is done. We engage the procurement process to get a contractor in a very objective, a very, transparent way. So just have hope. Keep your hope up. One day, one day.
Thank you, Permanent Secretary. We are in the wonderful community of Stylehut, Port Morant in St. Thomas. Now, I don't think I've been to Stylehut before. I don't think I've visited Stylehut before.
Pass through.
Pass through. But I did, yes. So I'm happy to be in the wonderful community of Stylehut.
Yes, welcome you.
And I am in what could be called a family yard, a big yard.
Big yard.
A big yard. So I can count in front of me 4 distinct housing units, 1 new construction going on right here. But as I entered, I counted maybe another 4 more. Plus you have more down there. So and more over that side. So on this piece of land, maybe 12 houses or more.
Maybe. Oh,
yes. So this is a true big yard. And obviously it's a family land, and all the members here are probably related in some way, shape or form. And the housing stock varies. You have complete structures, and you have structures that are incomplete, and you have structures that are in good condition, and structures that need some help. Your structure was one of them that needed help. As you can see, This was what Shirley used to live in before, and now we have transformed it to that. Now, the new social housing program has several modalities, meaning several ways in which we provide the benefit. This is called the single detached unit. So it's a house, discrete, by itself, on a piece of land to which the beneficiary has the right to use. We, however, have started another modality, which is to develop what we call the multifamily units. And whereas this development here would maybe qualify, but not right now, what we are doing is to treat with what is called a tenement yard, which is slightly different from the big yard. This is the big yard because the houses here are all detached. In the tenement yard, it's a much more compact kind of living, and the houses are probably attached, but not in any structured way. And so we have 3 projects that we are undertaking right now. We have done a few more, but we have 3 projects that we are undertaking right now that will upgrade the tenement yards. And that modality I am very happy with. We're going to expand that rapidly. So in urban areas, this will work very well to upgrade areas that are blighted. Another modality, which is coming on stream very shortly, is the tourism workers housing, the social housing program for tourism workers. I had said earlier, and I wish to repeat it here, that when the tourism industry expanded rapidly in Jamaica, workers followed, but there was no formal housing for them. And so you would notice that right alongside the hotel strips, just across the road, would be developments that are informal, because the people live in the informal communities and then go to work in the lovely hotels. That has to change. And the hotel sector is now going through another phase of expansion, and we want to get ahead of informal settlements that may occur. And so what we're doing is putting in place, through the Tourism Enhancement Fund and from the Consolidated Fund, resources to build housing for persons who are working in the tourism industry but whose income would not bring them to the point where they could qualify to purchase a home on the open market or even qualify for a mortgage. So that's another modality that will expand social housing. And this program is a well-established, well-run program that whoever we select as the beneficiary, people will look on and say, I wish it were me, but they would say, I am happy that you got it because your circumstances were such that you deserve it. And that is what we have done here under the new social housing program. We have a few other things to do before we officially hand the unit over to you. Mainly, you have to sign the social contract, and the social contract essentially protects the citizen, protects the taxpayers' interest in the house. And I give a summary of it. There are some other legal language here that you may want to pay attention to, right? So, such as, for example, the beneficiary shall not lease, sell, or sublet, or assign, or otherwise dispose of this housing solution for a period of 20 years after the signing of this agreement without the written permission of the Ministry of Housing. So this is your house, right? But you should occupy it, use it for the benefit of your family. All right? You should not extend, alter, or otherwise modify the house without the approval of the Ministry of Housing. And this clause is important because the house is built in a specified way, and we wouldn't want you to do anything that would change the specifications or have it damaged. You agree to that?
Yes.
All right. And the housing solution should not be used for anything illicit or illegal. So especially we don't want to come here and hear that you have illegal light and illegal water.
Yeah.
Right? Everything must be legal. And you should maintain the house in the state of repair that you received it. Agreed?
Yes.
So the next time I am passing through Style Hut and I am thirsty, I am coming for Shirley to go have a drink of water.
Right.
So but the place must look good that I know that when I get the glass clean.
Right.
Right, Shirley?
Yes.
So you're going to take care of the place, make sure it keep up. But the most important thing is that you agree to continue to be a decent, upstanding citizen of the community, law-abiding, an ambassador for hope, and a promoter of good in the community. If you agree to these terms, then let's sign. So you're signed here, and you're a member of parliament with this.
Just minutes. True.
All right, so we're gonna hand the contract over to you. Hold on to this now. It's your house. All right, blessings.
Thank you.
All right, we have the ribbon to cut now. All right, very nice. All right, I want you to.
Welcome to my new home!
Very nice. It's actually very, very nice. Beautiful. Very nice. Nice tile.
My room.
And you have another room there?
Yes, I'm so grateful.
Blessing. Oh. I'm happy for you. You know we do. Blessings. Blessings. Very nice.